Well, I'm outdoors in front of a Nissan Leaf. That's right, I've gone electric. This is what's next. All right, well, today what I'm going to do is drive a 52-mile round trip on this car. This car is a 2016 Nissan Leaf with about 80% of the battery. We'll find out here in a moment. We'll take a look at Leaf Spy. And I wanted to take you on the journey to see if, one, can I make it? Two, if I can make it, how much power is left in this 24 kilowatt battery pack that comes with this car. So let's get started. Let's get in the car, get everything set up, and let's head off on our first leg of the trip.
Well, you can see that we're at 99% charged. We have an 82-mile range, and our battery capacity is down to 10 bars, although it was 11 yesterday. But I'm pretty sure, based off of what I'm seeing, we should be able to make the round trip. Let's see what Leaf Spy is telling us now. This is a fun app. It's telling me state of charge, currently 96.4%. We have a 10 to 13 millivolt differential between the batteries. And the state of health of the battery is currently at 78%. Not bad for 10 years old. All right. So, my plans for this trip. I'm going to have no AC while driving, only the windows down. And then I'm not going to put it in eco mode because I want the best acceleration. And that leads to the third item, which basically is roads will include speeds from 35 up to 65 miles per hour. And the first half of the trip has a halfway stop. So, with that being said, let's get going on this trip.
Well, now that you know the stats, let's go ahead and get started. And as I go along, I'll answer some questions about why I went electric, why this car, and would I do it again. Let's get started.
I could not have picked a better day. Love the blue sky and the clouds. But anyways, at this point, we're going about 35, 45 miles per hour, going through residential and some backcountry here. Eventually, we get into some retail areas. We're coming up to one of the major towns just outside of where I live. And I figured, you know what? It was a good time to stop for a break.
Well, here we are at our first stop. We are about a quarter of the way done with this traveling. We have 12.9 miles. 84% of the battery is left over. You can see with the Leaf Spy recording the stats of where we're currently at. And we have an estimated range of 70 miles. One of the cool things is I built a tree. That is one of the fun things about the Leaf. It's kind of like a video game. All right, so the first question is, why did I go electric? Well, you know that I'm a technology guy, and this was an opportunity that I've been thinking about for quite a few years, actually almost a decade, since I saw one of the guys who would show up at a bagel place that I'd go to, and he had a Leaf, and I'd always ask him questions and said one day maybe I'd get one, and this became available at a fairly decent cost. But this is also a car that my son, youngest son, and I will be sharing as he goes back and forth to high school. Anyway, so I wanted to try it because I know that electric is one of the solutions for the future. I'm not it's got to be all or nothing electric. But for now, again, for the cost of the car, the condition that it was in, figured why not? All right, let's continue on with the journey.
All right, we're back on the highway. We are at 55 at this point. I'm drafting this truck to get a little bit more distance with the Nissan Leaf, and at some point we do get to a flat spot on the road. Got one more stop here, and now we are heading at 60 miles an hour, then 65, and we get to our stop.
All right, I didn't quite build the tree this time, but we can see here we've arrived at our destination, 27.7 miles, 49 miles potentially remaining. This is the guessometer, and we have 60% of our battery remaining. So far, so good. All right, why a Nissan Leaf? Well, like I said in the prior conversation, the gentleman at the bagel place was always helpful in letting me know what he thought of his Leaf, and I knew that when there was a time, I'd probably pick one up. So
This is a 2016 Nissan Leaf. No frills. I don't even have the special infotainment center. Odd for a guy who likes technology, right? But again, it was what was available. This car is 10 years old, no accidents, 3 or 4 owners. They were all good at maintaining the car and looked at the Carfax, and that basically is what sold me. And especially now, used car prices are ridiculously high. Kind of bummed today that the battery indicator went from 11 to 10 dots, slashes, whatever you want to call it. But you know what? It is what it is. I mean, it's an electric car, especially with the Leaf. They don't have active cooling in the battery, and so any amount of charging you do, especially with the hot weather, the battery degrades over time. I like it. The space is decent compared to my 2012 Civic. This is a luxury model for me. But again, it's what I like and it's what I went with. So that is my story about why I went with a Leaf. You probably may not want to do that. Again, there are a lot of electric cars out there, but that's the reason why I got this Leaf.
All right, we're ready to take the same route and have 27 miles to go. Let's see how much energy is still left in the battery.
All right, at this point at the day, we're getting close to noon. It's getting warmer, 83, 84 degrees. We were getting more clouds, no air conditioning, so it was getting a little toasty. But the travel itself was decent. Traffic was actually much lighter than I thought it was going to be on a Saturday afternoon. And we have just completed our 55 miles. We're right back where we started. You can see that I did grow a tree, and I had almost another part of a tree growing, so that's a plus. Down here we see that we have roughly 18 miles left, 21% of the battery power remaining, 55 miles driven today. So I would think that it's safe to assume, depending on driving conditions, especially with what we did today, which was roads going 35, 45, 55, and 65 miles per hour, that a 40 to 65 mile range is probably not too unrealistic. Well, that was a fun test today. I have not done a round trip like that since I've had this car, and I'm going on almost 3 months with it. Why did I get this thing? Again, I work from home, so I don't need anything that's a long drive. So this Leaf was perfect for that solution. I could charge it at home. It's low cost at refueling it, or recharging it, as the case may be. And so far, I'm enjoying it immensely. One, would I buy an electric car again? The answer is definitely yes. However, what would I do differently with this car? The 24 kilowatt battery, especially with it being degraded down to 78%, is kind of a bummer. Not getting the total mileage that I could get out of it. So any longer trips beyond what I did today would probably be difficult. That being said, yeah, I probably would have liked to have gone with something a little bit bigger, whether that would be a Leaf at 40 kilowatts battery pack, or even a Chevy Bolt, if I could get one of those. For what I needed to do this time, this is going to be a great travel companion, let's say, for short trips to the grocery store, to school, and even for shopping. I would like to do a couple other videos where we do longer trips and maybe plan something where we're using some fast charging, especially with the CHAdeMO charger that's included with this particular vehicle. Would also like to do, a single charge on back roads and see what happens when I'm doing 35, 45 miles per hour. So I think that would be an interesting show. So we'll see what we get around to. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. And if you want to watch one of my other videos, you can watch one here or here. And until next time, I'll see you again for another episode of Hey, What's Next?